Hello, fifth graders. How are you all doing? This is Miss Fatin, and welcome to a new science lecture video in which we are continuing learning about plants and especially green plants. So there are different types of plants, and according to the type of plant, we have different patterns of nutrition. There are actually 3 different patterns of nutrition that I think you know them well now. Let's start with the autotroph or the green plants. Green plants are excellent plants. They are called producers since they produce their own food using carbon dioxide from the air, water from the soil, and sunlight energy to combine carbon dioxide and water together and to produce a kind of food which is a sugar or food which is a kind of sugar and release oxygen into the atmosphere. The second type of plants are the symbiotic plants, plants that need help. So these plants go into special relationships with other organisms. Here is the lichen, which is the association between an alga and a mushroom, between algae and fungi. In this case, the fungi provide the algae with water, the algae produce the food and give some food in return to the fungi. In this case, both organisms are happy, and this is a mutualistic relationship. In mutualism, both organisms are happy. A second type of symbiotic relationships is the example of the orchids and the trees. We gave another example about barnacles and whales. In this case, orchids are using the trees as a shelter, as a habitat. So the orchids are happy, trees get nothing from this relationship. They are neither harmed nor helped from this relationship. So when one organism benefits and the second gets nothing, we say that this is commensalism. The last type of symbiotic relationship, we're talking about parasites and other organisms. Parasites harm the host by stealing, by feeding on their nutrients. In this case, the mistletoe. Here, I think in the picture, you can see the Australian Christmas tree or another example of parasites. Now we're talking about another example of parasites, this. In this case, the parasite steals the nutrients of the trees, harming in this way the trees, and this is parasitism. The last type of plants is the case of the carnivorous plants that consume animals like insects, like frogs, like mice. These plants, guys, are producers, but the food they produce isn't enough, so they need to find another way. What do? They consume animals. Let's focus now on green plants. What do green plants need to grow? What do green plants need to grow? They need carbon dioxide from the air. Look at the arrow. The arrow is pointing to the undersurface of the leaf. On the undersurface of a leaf, you will see stomata, which are the tiny holes that let carbon dioxide in the plant. The plant needs carbon dioxide. How can a plant take in carbon dioxide? Using its stomata. The stomata are the small holes found on the undersurface of the plant's leaves. How does a plant get the water it needs? By its roots. The job of the roots, which are the hidden part of the plant, is to absorb water from the soil. To catch sunlight energy, plants use the chlorophyll found in the leaves. The chlorophyll has two jobs, has two functions. The chlorophyll makes a plant green. So you know when a plant is not green, this means that the plant has no chlorophyll. The plant cannot catch sunlight energy. The plant cannot go through photosynthesis. I will repeat. When a plant has no chlorophyll, or the plant isn't green, it has no chlorophyll, it cannot catch sunlight. Without sunlight, photosynthesis cannot be done. The plant cannot produce its own food. When a plant has chlorophyll, it looks green, and the chlorophyll in the leaves of a plant catches sunlight energy for the food-making process. By the food-making process, plants make food, which is a kind of sugar. Is this everything? Is this all what a plant needs? No. Plants still need minerals, and roots help the plant to take minerals from the soil. Without minerals, the growth will be incomplete. The plant will look sick. The plant cannot survive. So minerals do not enter directly in the food making process in photosynthesis, but minerals are super important for the plant to grow healthy and to survive. So minerals are super important. What do green plants need? Green plants need 4 things. So they need carbon dioxide, they need water, they need sunlight energy, and they also need minerals. Let's go and let's talk in details about photosynthesis, which is the food making process in green plants. Plants take carbon dioxide from the air. They take water from the soil. They combine them together using sunlight energy to produce sugar and carbon dioxide and the oxygen, sorry. You need to memorize this, and I think you do already. Plants take carbon dioxide and water. It combines them together in the presence of sunlight energy. In the presence of sunlight energy, to do what? To produce food, which is a kind of sugar, and to release oxygen. I will write the equation in front of you. So plants, this is the word equation of photosynthesis. Word equation of photosynthesis. How do we write the equation of photosynthesis? Plants combine carbon dioxide with water to give what? To give a kind of food, which is sugar, and to release oxygen to the outside. Is this enough? No. This happens in the presence of sunlight energy. So on the arrow, you must write sunlight energy. This happens in the presence of sunlight energy. This is the word equation of photosynthesis. Carbon dioxide plus water in the presence of sunlight energy gives sugar plus oxygen. The carbon dioxide is combined with water in the presence of sunlight energy to produce sugar and to release oxygen. What is the photosynthesis word equation? Carbon dioxide plus water in the presence of sunlight energy gives sugar plus oxygen. This process needs sunlight energy. This means that photosynthesis does not happen at night. This is super important. Photosynthesis needs sunlight energy. This means that at night, photosynthesis doesn't happen. Since there is no sunlight. And this is all for today. What is photosynthesis? Photosynthesis is the food making process that happens where? In green plants. So non-green plants cannot go through photosynthesis, as I said before, because they do not have chlorophyll to catch sunlight energy. So it is the food making process that happens in green plants. How plants make their own food? How do they go through photosynthesis? They catch, so first of all, number one, they take in carbon dioxide, they take in water, they use the sunlight energy to combine carbon dioxide with water, and then sugar is produced and oxygen is released into the air. Okay? The equation that you can see in here, this one, is the chemical equation of photosynthesis. Carbon dioxide plus water, which is H2O. So carbon dioxide is CO2 with a small 2. Water is H2O. Produced in the presence of sunlight energy. So let me add right here, sunlight energy. CO2 plus H2O gives sugar, which is the glucose, C6H12O6. It is a name of a sugar produced by the plants, and O2 for oxygen. This is the chemical equation of photosynthesis. This is the chemical equation for photosynthesis. The one that we just saw in the previous slide was the word equation, and this is the chemical equation. Again, CO2 carbon dioxide, H2O water, C6H12O6 is the glucose, which is the kind of sugar that the plants make, and O2, which is the oxygen. Okay, that's it for today. If you still have any questions about the lesson, I will be happy. You are welcome to ask, and I hope to see you soon in class. Bye bye.